Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Peter. If you are not subscribed to this channel, please kindly subscribe right now, and by doing this you'll be able to see our future videos. In today's video I want to teach SQL, and I'm going to be using Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. In today's video, we are going to be creating a database, a very simple database. We're also going to be creating a table inside that database, and we're going to to do one or two commands. So it's going to be a short video that's we introduce you to how tables and databases are being created in SQL Server. All right, so I'm going to log in into my SQL Server Management Studio right away. So the server name is localhost, server type is database engine. Let's dive right into it. So I'm logging in. All right, we are inside the server management studio right now, and we're going to create a new query. We're going to create a new query, and we're going to create a database right away. So creating a database is simple. Create database. Create database. So what should be the name of our database? Let's call it bag. So that is the name of our database. Let's run it. Let's execute it. Commands completed successfully. So our database has been created. So to see the database that we just created, let's go to this Object Explorer. And you can see that bag has been created. If you cannot see it in your own, right click on this database and refresh. You can see the bag has been created. So after creating this bag, can you see this place? This available database is showing master. And to go into the database that we just created, just click on this drop down and click on bag. So you are right inside the database now. You can start creating your table. But if you don't want to do it like that, let's say we are inside another database and you want to go right straight into the database that you just created, just use this database bag. So use bag, that means we are using our database. So let's execute it. Can you see right now this place just changed to bag? So we are inside our database now. So after creating our database, the next thing to do is to try and put a table inside. How do we create a table in SQL Server? So let's create a table. Create table. Create table. So what's going to be the name of our table? Let's call it content. So content, that is the name of our table. So now, while you are creating a table, you are going to put column inside it as well. So what are the columns that are going to be inside our table? We are going to put two columns inside. The first column will be called items, and it's going to be variable character. We are going to give it 10, comma. So our second column is going to be called quantity, and it's going to be an integer. So let's create our table. Let's execute it. Commands completed successfully. Our table has been created. To see your newly created table, go to the database, click on it. You see table, click on table. Can you see content, which is our table, has been created? Now let's check our table. Select all from content. So we are selecting all from content. Let's see our table. Can you see items and quantity? That is the name. I mean, those are the columns on our table. Now, let's put something inside our table. Let's populate our table. To populate our table, we're going to use insert. Insert into what? Content. What are we insert into it? Values. So now, what are we saying? Items, comma, quantity. Those are the columns in our table. So the columns for item is going to be bearing bag. Let's give it bags. Why the items will be bearing what? Why the quantity will be 10. Now let's run that. Execute. One row affected. Now let's see our table. Let's see the content of our table. Can you see bag 1, quantity 10? So items equals bag, quantity is 10. Let's create another one. So the second one, let's call it shoes. Next one, let's call it pause. Is it pause or pause? Okay. Next one, let's call it biro, pen. Okay, let's call it pen. Why the next one will be named pencil. So those are the content of our bag. So the first one is 10, second one is 5, one is 6, this one is 12, while this one will be 8. So let's run it. We have run the first one. Let's run the remaining ones. Can you see? Now let's check let's check our table. So our table has stuff inside it now. Now, to alter a table, that means to create a new column. We can create a new column in our table. So alter, let's use alter command, alter content, add. We want to add a new column to our table. Add column. I don't think this is going to work. So let's check. Okay, sorry. Alter table. So the contents add what? We're adding a new column. Items, quantity, size, quantity, status. Okay, they can put status. We're adding status. So what's going to be the data type for our status? Varchar, variable character 10. So we want to create a new column into we are trying to create a new column into our table. So let's execute this. It's not working. Alter table, content, add status. Add status. Okay, now it has been created. Commands completed successfully. This command has been created. Now let's check our table again. Let's check our table for the newly created column. Let's check it. Control X. Let's check it. Okay. Come on, what's happening? So now let's check it. Select all from content. We are selecting all from, let's execute it. Can you see? So we have 3 columns now. We have 3 columns now. All right. So the next command I want us to check right now is let's check and let's check and command. So and says is an operator that combines 2 conditions. Both conditions must be true for the row to be included in the result set. Both conditions must be true. So now we're going to be using and with where. Or let's first do where. So select all from content where quantity is greater than 6. Where quantity is greater than 6. Let's run that. So we're querying this table now. We want to see items that has quantities that are greater than 6. So let's execute that. Can you see bag, pen, and pencil? They are greater than 6. Now, let's use our AND function. And items equals pen, and items equals pen. So we are using this and now. We said and is an operator that combines 2 conditions. Both conditions must be true for the row to be included in the result set. Now we're going to have just 1 row now. After executing this, can you see we only have 1 row now? So we're going to look at another command. The next command we want to be looking at is with. With clause lets you store the result of a query in a temporary table using an alias. You can also define multiple temporary tables using a comma and with one instant. Okay, let's just go right into it. So let's do it with temp. We're going to call it temp. We're going to take our temporary table, let's call it temp. With temp as what? As select all from content. We're selecting all from content. After selecting all, then you are going to run your temporary query. Let's run it. Select temp. Let's call it temp. Temporary. Let's use temp. Select all from temp. Select all from temp. Can you see what we did here? Can you see? Select all from temp. Just select all from temp. Now let's try whether it's going to work again inside here. Single-handedly. Let's see. Select all from temp. So temp is our temporary table. So it's not working. So it doesn't work. All right. So let's check another command. Select distinct. Select distinct. I don't know. Select distinct. Let's try that. Select distinct. Select distinct. What quantity? Distinct quantity from our table. From content. So we are selecting distinct quantity from content. So it's going to show us, since we don't have repeated quantity. Yeah, I don't think we have the repeated number on the quantity column. So we are selecting distinct. That means it's going to show everything. So now all the quantity. Can you see the column now? quantify 6, 8, 10. So that's everything that we have on the those are the distinct figures that we have in the quantity column. So select distinct specifies that the statement is going to be a query that returns unique values in the specified columns. That's just we have just done that. So let's look at another command. Sum is a function that takes the name of a column as an argument and returns the sum of all the values in the column. So it takes the name of the column as an argument. So let's do this. Select all from content. Okay, select sum quantity. So we are summing the quantity column now. Quantity column. Let's see. Why is not working? Quantity. So quantity column. We're selecting it from content. Selecting it from content. Let's execute it. Can you see? So the sum, we can even name